Firefly Anime here, and welcome to our September haul. And sorry for the delay on this video, it's just that September was a month filled with a lot of sales, particularly towards the end of the month, so I kind of had to wait for some last minute packages to come trickling in. And then we had something to take care of, and then I kind of was sick for a little bit, hence why I'm just now putting it up. But, yeah, September was a really big month. Like I said, I really got bitten by the sale bug. There were a lot of good sales, particularly for manga. And I managed to find a couple Holy Grail items on Omni, which I'm much excited about. So I think for sake of time and ease, I'm just probably going to be splitting this up into two videos, which doing just, you know, manga and anime in one part and merchandise and anime figures in another. So anyways, without further ado, let's jump into it and see what we got. As I said, there were a lot of sales this month, mostly to do with manga. We've had sales at our local comic shop, of course Right Stuff, and the Manga Monday sales at Barnes & Noble were really interesting. There were a lot of titles I was curious into checking out, so hence why I ended up with a lot, and including one sale from a site I've never tried before, which I'll talk about later. But first up is a Manga Monday blind pickup. And this is Kuma Miko, Girl Meets Bear by Masame Yoshimoto. And this just seemed really adorable. This is from One Piece Books, which I actually not too familiar with this publishing company, but this feels like a decent quality volume, nice matte cover here, and it seems really well put together. And this just seemed like a really cute story. Again, I don't know anything about it other than it's about this young teenage girl who is raised away from society as a Miko, a shrine maiden, and she is friends with or knows this talking bear, so it seems like a really cute and charming story. Something definitely right up my alley, something a little different to check out. And next up are a couple Seven Seas volumes. This one is another blind Barnes & Noble Manga Monday pickup, and this is volume 1 of Lord Marksman and Vanadis. And the story is by Tsukasa Kawaguchi, art by Nobuhiko Yanai. Another series I really, like I said, don't know much about, but it seems like an interesting fantasy story, although I am getting a little bit of harem vibes just from kind of reading the back summary there. But, yeah, just, you know, for half off I figured I could give it a shot and see if it's worth continuing or not at least. The next Seven Seas pickup is something I was already familiar with, and that is Omnibus Collection 1, which consists of volumes 1 through 3 of Gunslinger Girl by Yu Aida. Yeah, I don't know if you guys remember, but a while back, and I can't even remember exactly which convention I got it from, but I picked up a whole bunch of the Omnibus volumes of Gunslinger Girl on the cheap, and there's just a couple missing, in the first one being the first part, and I think 13 and 14. Need to get, so yeah, I had a coupon at Barnes & Noble that I needed to spend, and I actually ended up picking this up in person, so now I can finally at least start reading the story. Again, Gunslinger Girl was a really great anime that I thoroughly enjoyed, and I've always was curious about checking out the manga, just to have, obviously there's a whole lot more story to it than what you get from the anime, but at least now I can start reading this, and the pages are a little bit yellow, but other than that it's in pretty decent condition, which I don't know if it's the case for everybody, but at least when I go to Barnes & Noble and bookstores in person, the manga selection is really beat up. It's like people just treat manga volumes like utter crap, and it's really kind of upsetting. Just, they're really kind of bent, and pages just messed up, and covers messed up, and it's just like really hard to kind of physically pick up a volume at Barnes & Noble. But this was one of the better ones that I've seen there anyways, but anyways, rambling aside, I am glad to have this, and we'll definitely have to pick up the last missing volume so I can binge read this at some point. Now this one is a random buy and random volume. I have Omnibus 2 of Corpse Party Blood Cover, with story by Makoto Kadowin, and art by Toshime Shinomiya. I do not know much about this series, but again, it was a Manga Monday buy, and I do kind of like horror and creepy things, so I figure I can pick up part 1 at some point and at least give this a shot. And I also got volume 3 of Puella Suzune Magica, which completes this series. This is one of the spin-off series in the Europa Magica franchise. they're okay for the most part. This particular story is about an assassin of magical girls, and it is fairly interesting. I do kind of understand her reasoning for doing what she does without kind of going into spoiler details, but yeah, I am kind of curious to see how this ends, and it's always kind of cool to see more magical girl designs from this franchise, in my opinion. But just a really short read. I did mean to pick up Volume 3 of TARP Magica, but somehow I did not take that with me to the cash register, so I have to pick that up another time. The next few pickups are all from Kodansha and are all Volume 1s and Manga Monday buys. So all new series here. Here I have Volume 1 of The Prince in His Dark Days by Hiko Yamanaka. And this series, I've heard, is actually kind of a rather bleak storyline. It's about this girl who looks fairly similar to this prince, and there's a role-changing, body-swapping kind of deal, but I've heard the subject matter is a little bit intense in this, but nonetheless I am interested in giving it a read. The artwork doesn't look bad, but the backgrounds and stuff look fairly simple. But yeah, kind of hoping this is a good story, but at least I only spent half price on it either way. Next up is Happiness of Volume 1 by Shuzo Oshimi, and as you can see right there, it's the creator of Flowers of Evil. The cover to this is really quite intriguing, nice and matte, and really beautiful artwork. I think it has something to do with bullying, and that's about all I know since I haven't read it yet, so again, some of that amazingly detailed artwork by this mangaka. So very much looking forward to checking this out. Next up is Welcome to the Ballroom, Volume 1 by Tomo Takeuchi, and this is technically a sports manga about ballroom dancing, which is really quite unique and different, I think. Another one I was really excited to check out. Looks like it has really great artwork. And also the character on the front cover just kind of gives me some vibes of that one character from the Haikyuu. His name is escaping me at the moment, but yeah, I thought he kind of looked similar, so it also kind of, you know, provoked me to help pick this up. But yeah, another kind of really cool addition. So the next couple batches of manga, which are the most of what I have, are actually Dark Horse and Viz. The Dark Horse pickups that I got for this month are actually from a website I've never tried before called InStockTrading.com, and they had a really great sale. I think it was like 40 or 45% off of any Dark Horse manga, and that's even better than Right Stuff manga sales sometimes, I think. But yeah, it was a really great experience. I mean, they shipped fairly quickly, packaged everything really well, and shrink wrapped and perfectly packaged so there wasn't much book damage. So definitely check them out if you get the chance. I don't know how many people have heard of them. I think they're probably more known for selling comics because that looks to be the bulk of what their website was about, but obviously there is some manga to be found on there as well. So yeah, definitely check them out if you get the chance. But anyways, rambling aside, getting to the pickups. I got Volume 1 of Danganronpa, The Animation, and as you can guess, this is based off of the video game series and the anime series. I'm not really sure why I picked it up, to be honest, but I think I kind of needed a cart topper for free shipping, so I just threw it in and thought I'd give it a shot. Next up is a one-shot volume called, forgive me if I'm getting this wrong, Giganto Maxia by Kentaro Miura, the creator of Berserk, which unfortunately I've never read the Berserk manga. I've seen the anime, but yeah, I was never keen on collecting the manga just because there are so many volumes and it's crazy out of print. But maybe I will try to get it now, since I hear that they've kind of started reprinting some hard-to-get volumes again. But anyways, just glancing through this is insanely detailed and gorgeous looking, which is something I hear about this manga all the time. And it's just a really cool looking sci-fi fantasy story, so definitely looking forward to checking that out. Next up is Volume 1, although I think I've heard that this is just a one-shot anyways, of Wandering Island by Kenji Tsuruta. And this story definitely caught my attention because it's about a young girl who makes deliveries with her cat, so of course I, being crazy cat lady, had to pick this up. But this is a really kind of insanely gorgeous volume. It almost looks like it has a dust jacket cover, but it's just the way it's folded on the inside. But really gorgeous looking and well put together, and definitely looking forward to checking this out. next up are big omnibus volumes, and we'll go with the biggest one here, and this is Volume 1 of Veda by Clamp, and this was apparently their first published work, and I've never been able to read it until now, so I am really looking forward to that. As always, you know, Clamp artwork is just gorgeous to look at. I don't know how good this is in comparison to other works, but it looks really, really great. Very hefty omnibus volume as well. I'll give it to Dark Horse that they at least kind of make their omnibus volumes pretty decent. I've had the Cardcaptor Sakura ones before, and those have held up pretty well during me reading them, with the spine not cracking and that sort of thing. But yeah, I really love the kind of like metallic look to the cover as well. Really gorgeous. Next up is something a little bit different, and that is Omnibus 1 of I Am a Hero by Kengo Hanazawa, and they think this is like a 2-in-1 series, but I've never actually read a zombie-related manga before, so this will be really interesting. It's about this guy with a gun, and he's gonna help with the zombie apocalypse, I guess. But just something that felt appropriate to get for Halloween upcoming, and I don't know, it looks really cool, and I've heard good things about this series as well, so definitely looking forward to that. Next up and last of the Dark Horse pickups is Omnibus Collection, so all 4 volumes of this series of Neon Genesis Evangelion Campus Apocalypse. Story and art by Ming Ming and created by Kara, so I'm not sure if I'm saying that right. But as you can see, it is a really thick and hefty volume, as it should be because there's 4 volumes in here. But this is one of the several like Evangelion like spin-off sort of manga series, which I've never actually read any of them before, and the artwork is really quite different in here as well. But basically just, you know, same characters, slightly different scenarios. I don't know if it'll be any good or not, but either way I guess it'll be interesting, and at least I didn't spend too much on it even if it's not any good. So that completes Dark Horse stuff. Last stretch of the manga part of the haul will be a whole Viz stuff. Alright, for the last little bit of manga, even though it's not really a little bit. First up, I have Volume 1 of Pokemon Omega Ruby and Sapphire, and I'm not sure why I picked this up, to be honest. I've never actually had any of the Pokemon manga before, but it was really cute, really cheap, and I think I just needed a cart topper for my Right Stuff order, so it ended up in my cart. But anyways, just, yeah, simple, adorable, cute read. Next up is Volumes 1 and 2 of Kuroko's Basketball by Tadatoshi Fujimaki. Another really great sports manga from what I hear. Although I will admit I was a little bit put off by the cover artwork, just didn't really appeal to me. But it's got a really great story, so I need to look past that. Yeah, the artwork inside doesn't seem too bad, just something about this cover art in particular was just meh. But really great. I wanted to get Volume 2 as well, but it seemed like it was already sold out on Right Stuff, so I couldn't get it right now. Next few titles are actually yaoi titles, which I actually don't have much of in my collection, believe it or not. I think I only have one Boys Love manga to my name, and it was like a random pickup that I got during a Right Stuff holiday sale. But these ones just seem kind of interesting, at least to me, for the story aspect. First up, I got Volume 1 of 10 Count by Rihito Takurai, and it is about a secretary who suffers from obsessive-compulsive disorder and his therapist helping him get through that. The artwork just looked really gorgeous, so I'm not gonna lie, I totally picked this one almost on cover art alone, just because it intrigued me a lot. I'm not gonna flip through it just in case there's something a little risque, because there's explicit content warning. But yeah, it definitely seemed to be a little interesting, a little different from what I'm used to. Next up are Volumes 1 and 2 of Midnight Stranger, which I think completes this collection. It's just a short series. And this is by Bora Nauno, and it is about, this little chibi drawing on the back, a black goat spirit getting bullied, and he's saved by a fire god. It seemed really cute, but flipping through it, there's definitely some racy stuff, I think, so again, I won't flip through this here. But, yeah, it just seemed like a really simple and cute story, but I don't even know if it'll be necessarily simple or cute, but at least the little chibi drawings are adorable to look at. Okay, that's it for the yaoi stuff, I promise. Next up are some continuation of series I've already been collecting. This haul was filled with a lot of volume 1s and me starting different things, even though I have a big backlog of stuff to read. But anyways, first up we have Yona of the Dawn of Volume 2. I already had Volume 1 picked up a while ago, so this is another one I was looking forward to continuing. And another series I've been looking forward to continuing, and that is Volume 3 of Haikyuu, and actually, oh yeah, I got the little player card in there. Unfortunately, I don't have the player cards with the first 2 volumes, I think because I bought them at a convention and you only get the cards with right stuff, which is a shame, so, but I mean, I'm not really hung up on collecting the cards, so either way, whatever. But yeah, another really great sports series, so definitely looking forward to continue supporting this in the future. And Season 3 started recently, so yeah. Next up is a series that if you guys follow me on Instagram, you'll have seen that I've already talked about it quite a bit, or at least a couple times for my Manga Monday posts. And that is a series that is really near and dear to my heart. Nana. I picked up the rest of the volumes, try not to cry, but the rest of the volumes that are currently available until Ayazawa picks up the series once again. So I want to say I'm looking forward to reading it, but at the same time I'm not, because it's going to probably end horribly in a place that I don't want to leave off on. I'm trying to remember how long it's been since she's worked on the series, but anyways, Volume 18. Here's Volume 19. Volume 20. Has anybody ever actually had a friend that they've like taken a bubble bath with? Real question. I've never felt that comfortable. And Volume 21. Oh, it looks like a really bittersweet cover too. But just, Nana's one of those that's a really kind of bittersweet, heartbreaking, beautiful, torturous series to put yourself through. Just very intriguing characters and awesomely realistic but painful relationships sometimes. Anyways, moving on to the last few of the manga. We're getting near the light at the end of the tunnel here. Continuing on with my love story, I got volumes 8 and 9, which of course I don't think is no longer up to date, but that's okay. But some Takeo awesomeness on these covers, per usual. I really love the cover designs on these. They're definitely eye-catching, to say the least. And finally, a series that I have completed, and it's been way long that I should have completed it a lot sooner so I could read it. And that is Volume 13 of Deadman Wonderland, the last volume. So now I can officially binge read this, and I'm gonna do this more towards Halloween just because it feels kind of appropriate. But, yeah, why I put this off as long as I have, I don't know. But either way, I finally have the whole collection, and now I can get the whole story, and I'm like really super excited about that. So, okay, that is a crap load of manga. I didn't realize I got this much. I think I'm like squirreling away volumes to read for winter in case it's like really bad out and I can't do anything. But anyways, on to the very few anime pickups of the month. Okay, so actually I lied. There is one more manga pickup, and it's so awkward looking that I forgot it was actually here and that it was manga, and I got the hard box set of Nausicca of the Valley of the Wind because I think there was like some crazy thing going on with Barnes & Noble, some really great coupon that I got this for like a really good deal. But yeah, these are hardcover editions of volumes 1 and 2. There's a poster inside which I haven't pulled out yet, but it's one of those mangas I was told I definitely needed to check out and read. Unfortunately, it was a little dinged up in the bottom, but you know, Barnes & Noble, the way they ship things sometimes, it's either okay or it's just total crap. And this is one of those where it's total crap. Like, you get bubble wrap, but my bubbles are popped in the bubble wrap, so it's just a piece of plastic in the box with your books all sliding and flopping around. And anyways, ranting aside, I'm really glad to at least have this in my collection. I don't know how different this is from the movie, but it looks like it probably has a lot more meat to it, but very much looking forward to checking it out, and I promise that is it for the manga. Now on to the 3 anime titles I got this month. Alright, so the first anime title I picked up this month is the second box set of Aldnoah.Zero, and if you've been watching my room collection vlog, or reorganization vlogs, yeah, I said I need to get back on collecting this. So I'm at least going to try to get one Aniplex title per month of things that I want just because they are on the expensive side. But yeah, I'll probably collect these and then watch the series or start it over again just because I've already kind of forgotten what happened in the first part. So it's been literally over a year, but anyways. Next two titles are Funimation because Right Stuff had an awesome Funimation sale, so of course I had to take advantage of that a little bit. First up, I have A Certain Scientific Railgun S, which is Season 2. Now, we have watched the Magical Index series a while back, and I really did have a lot of fun with that show. The characters are extremely likable and very intriguing storyline and really great stuff. So I haven't seen Railgun yet because I wanted to wait to get this in particular because I do enjoy when I have like all of a series before I start watching it because I don't know, like I don't really like going like back and forth and that kind of thing, like what I was doing with Aldnoah.Zero. I've only seen one part, now I gotta rewatch it again. But anyways, some great stuff from what I understand, so definitely looking forward to checking that out. Last anime pickup is Ghost in the Shell Arise Borders 3 and 4, which I think completes this little OVA series. I still have to get the new Ghost in the Shell movie though. That's one thing I should have picked up. But yeah, definitely looking forward to checking it out, even though this seems to be a mixed bag of reviews from people of, you know, either liking it or saying it's just really not as good as Standalone Complex and some of the older stuff, but hopefully it's still entertaining. Just let me know down below what your thoughts are on this series without spoiling anything. But yeah, that is it for anime and manga. I'm sorry that was a lot to get through, so like I said, I'm going to be doing 2 videos just to break it up. So stay tuned for the next video, which will be all the merchandise and anime figure stuff. Once again, thank you for watching, and see you!